Today we are going to play one of my favorite video games literally ever.
Yeah.
We're going to play some Metal Gear Solid 2.
All right.
There is a reason why I did not immediately jump into this game, by the way. And the reason for that is a lot of the controls have been shifted around from MGS1. It is a substantial improvement as far as the things you can do and how interactive the environment is and the options at your disposal from the very beginning. But the controls are very awkward, jumping from 1 to 2, which is why I did not want to start. I did not want to stop that last stream by immediately jumping into this one. Also, I'll say one more thing. MGS2 has, I would say, 2 or 3 really big spoilers. One of them is generally common knowledge, and I think you and I at least definitely both know it. I am gonna say, I'm gonna restrain myself in just so far as I think people might be watching. So that first one, we're not gonna mention it until it happens. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. We've got David Hayter. We've got Quentin Flynn. We got Christopher Randolph. Paul Eiding's in there somewhere. This is, again, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, is one of my favorite games of all time. It is my favorite Metal Gear. By far, my favorite Metal Gear. I would say 4 is a close second, and I understand that that is like a controversial opinion. Hey, Jen Hale, what's up?
Welcome to a better game.
It's really hard to be a better game than this game. This game was hated when it came out. It sold...
I'm saying a better game than Mass Effect 1.
Mass Effect 1 is a pretty good game, but it's hard to be a better game than this. Look at all of... Okay, so just already, the jump from, like, the cutscenes on the PS1 to now you're working with the GameCube is... It's a lot. People are meaty. People got, they got that three-dimensional shift, you know what I'm saying?
They got haunches.
They got haunches. And you have video, you have audio?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, this is the original Metal Gear Saga theme, which unfortunately stopped being used around the time of MGS4 because they got in trouble, as it turns out. It sounded really, really similar to a piece of Russian classical music that, when brought to Kojima's attention, he was like, oh, this is embarrassing. I didn't know about that, but we need to take it out. And it doesn't show up again. It shows up for one track in MGS4. And aside from that, it's just gone. And that really sucks, because holy shit, what a great theme. And once again, just like before, you've got the moving around the sticks will move around the title screen, just like MGS1. And if you hit the trigger, you get like a little lightning flash. So we're right off to the start here.
And we've got widescreen.
We do have widescreen. No more letterboxing, at least for now. There's a bunch of stuff here, actually. There's a bunch of special stuff. There is a Snake Tales mission, or, well, series of missions, which is, like, just in the way that MGS1 had VR, Snake Tales is just, like, a bunch of almost throwaway, like, DLC-ish missions for Snake. We might take a look at those later, we might not. The game in and of itself is... Oh, shit, it's daunting. I love it, it's daunting. This one is more complicated than the first one, so we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Let's do it.
Tanker plant. Gonna go for normal. And radar type 2. Just all your...
What's the difference?
The difference is... So, aside from the difficulty settings, there's all of that.
The Hudson River,
radar turns
2
off
years
at certain
ago.
points in radar type 1.
We had classified intelligence that a new type of metal gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses had been out in the cold too long.
This might be a contentious opinion, but I sure do love the green matrix filter in these games. Like, unironically, I love it.
I agree. It's got a very... I'll say this. The first time that I played the MGS2 was on a Vita with an OLED screen, and holy shit, that thing looked great. It ironically looked better than it does on the TV that I'm looking at it now. That green really, really pops. And you'll be seeing a lot of it in this game, specifically. This reminds me of when they were talking about filming for The Punisher in the Netflix Punisher. John Barenthal would just walk up and down the length of the bridge to the city alone to get in the headspace of fucking psychotic Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But he was no solid snake. And he didn't do this. At least I would hope not. Got that active camo.
That active camo that doesn't react to the light coronas from the traffic.
That's right.
Or anything else for that matter.
That's right. Game over. Hits the water. Roll credits. Time to play Metal Gear Solid 3. I wouldn't even put it past Kojima, honestly.
Yeah.
You start the game, Snake just fucking commits ritual Sudoku, and you have to start the next game. Harry Gregson Williams, well known for his musical work and stylings in Shrek, the first movie.
It's true. There was a thing about that. I think I sent that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There's the shot.
There's the shot.
That's the shot we all know. He looks great in this game.
Yes. Everybody in this game looks so good. Oh my god. This is the remaster. There's been texture work done to this, but
Right on schedule.
for the most part, yeah.
He'll know soon enough.
Ocelot with his Vegeta Widow's Peak.
I don't know, man. Vegeta is on another level.
I mean, you can't do much. Toriyama's Widow Peaks are, like, comical.
Vegeta has more Widow's Peak than some men have hair.
You gotten to the point where he has his fucking mustache yet?
Not yet, no.
This is Snake.
You just wait.
You read me, Otacon.
Hey,
Loud
Otacon!
and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting.
These look great.
I'm at the sneak point.
Everything going
They do
okay?
look great.
Stealth camo.
And guess what?
Landing impact.
We must have
You can do
overused it.
stuff.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right.
Yeah!
I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private
There's
sector's
a
not so bad,
lot
is
of
it?
stuff you can
Privacy
do.
guaranteed.
With
I'm happy as
the
long as no
codecs
one
in this
gives me any
game,
more unwanted
you
gifts.
can
You mean that thing with
make
Naomi?
them call out in
And
the
I
middle of
can't
them.
say I miss the chattering nanny.
Mei Ling's not so bad.
You can zoom
That
in
reminds
really
me, I have
far,
to get in touch with her again about that new Natick flash.
like really, like uncomfortably
Converting toys
close.
from the SSCEN again?
Yeah.
But give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it's sooner and quit while she's safe.
Too true. Okay, Snake, let's get to work. You know how the technical specs of Metal Gear were sold on the black market after Shadow Moses?
Oh
All
shit!
Ocelot's doing.
Exactly. And now every state, group, and .com has its own version of Metal Gear.
Oh
Not
shit!
exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
That's
This
bad.
new one seems to have
really
been designed
bad.
to wipe the floor with all the other models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains
An
why this one is
anti-Metal
under
Gear
Marine
Metal
Corps
Gear.
jurisdiction.
Specifically designed to counter Rex and its
The
derivatives.
mission objective is
Exactly.
to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want you first to go up to the top level of the infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is headed.
A little reconnaissance, huh?
There's too much we don't know about this new prototype.
I mean, okay.
Capabilities, deployment
You
method.
know and I
We don't even
know.
how close it is
We
to
both
completion.
know which Metal
If we
Gear
know
this
where the
is.
testing arena is,
It's
I can start
not
to draw
launch
some
capable,
reasonable
is it?
conclusions.
All right.
Metal
I'll
Gear
head to
Ray?
the bridge ASAP.
Yeah.
Try to avoid
No,
confrontations.
Metal Gear
Our goal
Ray
is to
is
collect
not.
evidence on Metal Gear development and
Metal Gear
expose it
Ray
to
has
the
like
world. It would be best if you
missiles,
could get out
but
of there
is
without
not like a
alerting anyone.
nuclear launch.
Don't worry. I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good.
Then, you
Don't
know,
you
enemy
forget
of
that
my
you're
enemy
part
and
of
all
the
that,
Lanford
right?
now.
Yeah.
An anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized
Yeah, no,
by the UN.
Ray is specifically
Recognized,
designed to
but
like
still
take
fringe
down
on their
Rex.
Right.
Specifically for like, yo, we cannot have every
Alright,
like
let's look at your
individual
gear.
power having
Your
one of
weapon
these
is a
running
tranquilizer
around on
gun
the globe.
converted from a Beretta M92F.
M9.
It's a little hard to work with because you have to reload after each shot since the slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical
around
stun
corners.
will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sighting, too. The effects of the anesthetic round will vary depending on what part of the body is hit. We're talking about a difference of tens of seconds between hitting limbs, chest, or head. As for the equipment... Hey, Snake! Cigarettes? What's wrong with you?
Of course.
It's kind of a lucky charm.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
Gotta get that photographic evidence.
Also, there was a camera in MGS1 that you could go back and get,
They
and
don't look armed.
Hey,
every single
Earth to
time that you
Snake.
took a
He's
picture,
nice,
it would
upstanding
save to the
Marine,
PS1,
not
and
terrorist.
it would take
Don't
like,
get
I
caught.
want to
You're
say
in stealth
3
mode
blocks
here.
of memory
Sure,
or something
and if it
ridiculous.
comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
Are you fucking
traces?
outside
These
Manhattan?
aren't too good for
Yes.
But this might be a trap. Remember,
We are
there's a price
literally
on our
in
heads.
between.
You're just being paranoid.
We're
hope
right
so.
next to it.
Those men. You wouldn't think they
You're
were
like
anything
on the
but
fucking
civilians
Hudson.
from here.
With all
Mm-hmm.
the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains
They
you to watch for
wanted
threats
to
from the stern
originally.
on boat.
They had plans
That's
to
SOP
put
for counter-terror
Snake's
ops, too.
bandana tails
Security
in
should be
MGS1
tighter.
and couldn't do it
You
until
worry
this
too
one.
much.
Where's the target?
Yeah,
Although
technology's a
surveillance is
bitch
major
like that.
international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew quarters. A chopper. What?
Ooh. GameCube Blood Splatter.
Looks like we're not the only ones after Metal Gear tonight.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry. What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon. How many men do you
How's
think it
the
takes
how's the
to
volume
take
for you,
this
Bix?
size?
The ship is
Fine.
run by a computer,
Okay.
so...
I can
I'd say
tweak it
by
myself if I
18.
have to.
AKS 74U.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. Also, hey, who's this?
Russians?
You sure?
You can
No
tell by
Marine
his
barber
haircut.
touched that head.
Exact straight
Yeah!
up.
Yeah! I love it.
If you couldn't tell already, by the way.
I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
I'm so glad.
I'm
You have
happy.
no idea.
You are on like a very similar wavelength to this
Looks
game
like the
right
tanker's
now, and I
theirs now.
appreciate it.
KA-60 Kasatka.
Kasatka? Kamov chopper, right?
I can hear them in my flat ear texture.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military commandos?
Not necessarily. It could be the KA-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we need is the photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we have those, we can put it online and blow the whole thing wide open. So no pyrotechnics, okay?
All right. I'll do my best.
Try
This
not
isn't
to
like
kill
Shadow
every
Moses.
boss this time.
Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time. Call me on the codec when you want to save.
Got it.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge. You need to be off that ship by then.
I'll be in touch.
Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff to go over, just in terms of control before fucking anything. First of all, we no longer have digital movement. We are now analog, so you can do this. You gotta duck and roll. Gotta crouch. You still cannot crouch walk, and you can't do the spinning around in circles thing, which is unfortunate. But in general, it's so much more fluid. As far as the things that we have, we've got a camera, which we will be using a lot. This first section in particular has like a shit ton of Easter eggs that all happen with the camera, and I will probably not get all of them, but I'll try and get most of them if I can. Cigarettes work the way they did before. You equip those and it slowly drains your health, but at the same time you can see lasers. AP sensor will vibrate the controller as people get closer and closer to you. So it's kind of like a secondary radar. And also, first-person aiming is now much more viable with this. And we've got tranks. Otherwise, the controls are pretty much still the same. You can still knock on shit.
The way you pitched it to me, you made it sound like, oh, a bunch of the buttons are different, and it'll fuck me up if I try.
Some of the buttons are different, actually. The action button is now Y on this controller, I believe. And the X and O buttons have been shifted back. So they were reversed in
And
MGS1.
now they're normal.
And now they're normal, but for our purposes, they're reversed. So the problem has not been solved. Which is, in itself, kind of funny. Whoop. I'm gonna wait for this guy to come back around this first time, and then see if we can trank him in the back of the head. Not quite, huh? There we go. You can do a lot more with guards also this time around. You can see... yeah. Oh, hello, Otacon. What do you got for me, buddy?
Snake, go through that door into the ship's interior. Push the action button down in front of the door and wait until the door opens before letting go. If you need to open the door faster, hit the action button repeatedly while you turn the handle. Make sure you keep doing it until the door's open.
That's your call out. Oh, wait, we don't want to open that just yet. Yeah, already these controls are a little... They're different, and that's all that... It's not even that they're bad, it's just that they're different. So... Not only can you drag and move bodies around this time, but if you pick them up and you keep dropping them over and over again, occasionally they will drop items. Like rations.
God, that's so goofy.
It's... yeah. And can we get in here? Mash it up, mash it up.
Mash like you mean it.
So, the way that I described MGS1 was that it is not a difficult game, but it's also not an easy game, and...
It's unforgiving.
It's unforgiving. MGS2 is similar, it's the same, but in some different ways. Like, ooh, we can't go up this way. It's a little bit easier because you now have a trank gun that never runs out, and you can just headshot people all the time. Also, check out these footprints. You still leave footprints.
See 'em.
And with the added control options, there's a lot more that you can get wrong. In the first game, there was just a lot of, like... There was a lot of, like, finely crafted moments where you had to do exactly the right thing at exactly the right time, or you would get spotted. This one is, like, you can do a lot to avoid detection, but you can also do a lot to give away your position.
Such as?
Such as having to kind of manually aim is a big one, because, again, this is with analog controls, and they're not, like, customizable with sensitivity or anything. They are just how they are. So that in and of itself is a little rough. If you're like me and you like to play with sensitivity turned all the way up. Huh? There we go.
Fucking video games.
Yep. Fucking New York. Okay. Take that away, actually. As you drag enemies, it will also vibrate the controller, which is nice. There is some stuff in this room that I wanted to show off, I believe. Yes! Okay. This is fucking nuts. So, you see this this bottle, or this thing of ice here?
Yeah.
If you shoot this, somebody coded this, and this is something that I didn't see until Chip Cheesem pointed it out in his LP of this years ago. The closer ice cubes are to each other, the longer it takes them to melt. The farther away, the faster they'll melt. What a stupid Easter egg that is super cool and does not need to be there.
You did mention this.
It's so weird. I love it so much. Like, yeah, it's totally, like, it makes sense. But at the same time...
It didn't need to be there.
It didn't need to be there. Somebody had to spend time coding that. And there's a lot of stuff like that in this game.
Freeze.
So yeah, you can hold up enemies this time around. And you can also shoot their radios, so that if they basically, instead of being caught immediately, like they did in MGS1, they would see you and suddenly the whole base would go on alert. This time, oh man, his neck is fucked up now. They have to reach for their radios first and, like, continue their call into CP in order to get them to call to you, right?
Kind of like in Prototype.
A little bit, yeah. You can shoot their radios so that they'll pull it out and be like, CP, CP, and then they grab it and they're like, oh, shit, and then they put it away. You can also interrupt them in the middle of their call, and depending on which point you interrupt them at, CP's reaction will be different. If you can catch them before they really call out to anything, then the call doesn't go through. If you catch them in the middle of it, they'll be like, hey, what? What did you call for? Hello? Nobody's responding. Go check it out. And like that. Like, they can see you, and still you get lead time. Which is a huge boon. Also, Prince Cosmo in chat asks what the best Metal Gear is, in my opinion. That's an interesting question. MGS2 is my favorite one, both in terms of story and just in terms of, like, the... thanks for the ration. And just in terms of, like, the amount that they added. I feel like for control purposes... Also, I'm fucking it up here, but you can open this up and stuff them in lockers. For control purposes, I think MGS5 has by far the most options and is, like, the most fun to play, but this one is my favorite Metal Gear. We got somebody coming.
It looks like he doesn't actually come down the hallway, so
Yeah,
you
looks
can
like
wait
it.
behind that corner and pop him when he gets close.
Yeah, and Cosmo also says that MGS5 is not something that I would replay. I agree. That game is difficult to replay for a lot of reasons, and probably the biggest one is the fact that its prologue is super long and mostly unskippable.
Something missing. Yeah, I wonder.
It's like there's some sort of a phantom pain. So you can shoot the camera with your tranq gun. It doesn't do shit. You want to shoot it with a SOCOM, which we don't have right now. Let's go back and explore a little bit more. But yeah, MGS2 is my personal favorite Metal Gear. It's got that right balance of, like, clunky, charming video game, and also I just really like the story of how this one was developed. Guards can't see very far, which is good. It won't matter, though. They'll still... We're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught a lot. Don't you worry.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen a lot. But yeah, this one has just so much in terms of game. Also, here's something with the guards. I don't know that I'll do it in this section unless I get a chance to, but if you hold them up, you can do, you can make them, like, shimmy and shake them down for items that way, and that also works. You can also collect dog tags off of them, which is just like a collectible item. I want to say every soldier in the game has one, and there are also secret ones that you can get. Like, if you tranquilize certain characters later in the game, you'll get ones for Snake, you'll get one for Meryl, who does not show up in this game, and you'll also get one for Kojima. And that also depends on the... Wait, did we come in here?
Yeah, you did.
I think yeah, you're right. We gotta go down. Every time I do this, I think we want to go up, but we actually want to go down.
You want to go down because that's where Metal Gear is.
That's right. It's gonna be a rough
Hold
shot.
on, didn't you knock that guy out?
Yes, but much like Metal Gear Solid 1, you reload the states of these rooms.
popping the glass seemed to get his attention.
It did. Guards individually are much easier to deal with in 2 than they were in 1. Just, again, because you have so many more options to deal with them. But they're also pretty much exactly as deadly as they were the first time around. Oh, wait. We don't want to go that way either, actually.
Wait, don't you?
I don't think so.
Did you go that way?
I want to say this way. The tanker always confuses me a little bit. It's a little labyrinthine. Or at least it is for me. I don't know why. No good.
You cannot.
Also, if you shoot these things here, smoke will pop out of them.
I thought you were gonna say they explode and kill you.
No. But hey, check this out. So you got lockers, right? Some of them you can open. You can hide in them. If you zoom in too close, you can bang your head on them and people will hear you. They can also see you through the little slat. And if they are just straight up locked, you can pop them open that way. Yeah, they can see you through the slat, and if you do this, they can't see you when they're up against you like that. There's some stuff in this room. I forget which locker has it, but there's definitely stuff in here that we want. M9. Huh? Oh, there it is. A Hideo Kojima game. One of the Easter eggs in this is, hey, anytime you see a girl, take a picture, and later there will... Thanks, Snake. Later on, there'll be something for that. You can also, I believe you can use that to distract guards. If they see girls, they'll be like, huh? Question mark? This game has a lot of that.
A Hideo Kojima game.
A Hideo Kojima... This one is perhaps the most Hideo Kojima game. And most of that is story. Oh wait, that's water, so we probably actually want to go this way. Oh shit!
Good job.
Just put that back on there and like it never happened. MGS2 is so goofy.
Careful with those PS2 hands. You never know what you might break.
Yeah, they're a little too sharp. You could open a can with these hands. Another ration. The dynamic camera in this game is pretty good. It'll shift around a bit, but generally it kind of goes where you want it to. I very rarely have problems with it. First person also plays a much bigger part in this game. There are a lot of puzzles that are, and I do say puzzles, that are like deliberately paced around it. But we'll get there. We'll get there sometime later. Got any items for me, buddy? Might drag you over here, actually, just so that other dude doesn't see you. Under the stairs. I remember there being items over here. The buttons. The buttons are a little funky. I actually really like the way this game controls. It's just like going straight from 1 to 2 is It's weird, because on one hand you get to really appreciate all of the improvements, and there are just so many improvements, but on the other hand, the controls are shifted in so many ways that it becomes difficult.
It gets hard to not be tripped up by it.
You can flip over railings, and you can do push-ups. You see we have a grip gauge here.
Mm-hmm.
You level up your grip gauge by 1 level for every 100 that you do. So I'll do that off screen at some point. But, like, again, just the fact that that's in this game at all is great.
I didn't know you were playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Also, you go for it, Cosmo. I'm just gonna get lost on this tanker for a while. Man. Yeah, I want to say that the way forward was over on this side of the ship, the starboard side. I also appreciate that this is starboard, and that we're not, like, facing south, because they could have done that and made it more confusing, and they didn't.
They could have.
Port, starboard, aft, all that good stuff. Here's an Easter egg.
Raven?
It's just a toy. Somebody has a fucking toy of Vulcan Raven.
Wonderful.
Take a picture of this one. And there's more, actually. If you were to take out a gun and hit him, he just does that shit.
Good.
Also, while I'm hiding here and I don't have access to my radar, the AP sensor is it's vibrating in accordance to where enemies actually are. This is another one. Also, you take a photo of this. Pretty much any one of these will will get you something at the end.
Man, those particles are just accumulating.
And they've got some physics on them too.
Yeah, a little bit. Can you kick them?
No. But they react to, like, the walls and the floors as they should. Oh, these guys aren't fucking around. Nothing in
Just
here.
a random dead guy in a locker.
Just another dead guy in a locker.
You see those dynamic shadows?
I do see those dynamic shadows. Keep in mind, Nintendo GameCube, man.
Yeah, remember how it took the games industry like another 10 years to figure that out?
I do.
Remember when the Source Engine having dynamic shadows was considered a big deal?
I do.
Source Engine of all things.
Alright. Alright, you come with me. Why don't you come with me? Go hang out with Vulcan Raven for a little while. Also,
He's just going for it.
I could be wrong, but I don't think you can turn that off. At least, I don't think I've ever been able to turn it off. Just the noise that it makes, even. You can drop on that guy, and you can take him out that way, but it'll hurt us if we do, so I'm not going to do that. I seem to remember this room having a lot of people in it. camera angles in here are a little rough too. This is a pretty good room to level up your grip gauge, actually, because there's a lot of like overhangs. Just zip on down here. Hide in this alcove for cool people. Move along, sir. Move along. There we go. And there was an item down there, too. This dude's pretty attentive, actually. Not quite enough, though.
Not quite.
Some M9 bullets. Just waiting for it.
Freeze.
Shoot him a couple times. Get it right in the bloodstream, like a suppository.
I'm glad you agree with me, because I was also going to suggest that you just run up and kick his ass.
It's a little bit more doable in this one. It was, you couldn't quite.
It was finicky.
Yeah,
I could tell just by looking.
For sure. It was doable, but it was never a good idea. It was never like the thing that you should try first. We don't need to heal at all. We already start off with the full health bar and 5/5, so that's good.
You should have fucking dropped down and kicked that guy's ass.
I should have. But I forgot that there was a ration in this room. What are you gonna do, buddy? Are you just gonna stay there? I think you're just gonna stay there. That's fine. You go ahead and hang out over there, and, well, I'll be back. At some point, I'll be back. Now, we need a gun first. Hey, you! Made you look. Also, man, this is the remake again that was done by Bluepoint, or not the remake, but the remaster, and it looks really good. For what this game is, it's got a very clean and sleek look to it that I like a lot.
I am a big fan of how it
The
looks.
engine room on the port side is complete. We'll
I talked
return to
about it when
position
we
following
started.
Patrol of the small
Yes.
room on the port side.
And I feel like I'm going to be probably saying it a couple of times, because this might also be my favorite looking of the MGS games, just art style wise. 5 is astoundingly gorgeous on like a technical level. But 2 is my favorite looking, just in terms of like color palette and stuff going on.
From an artistic perspective.
Absolutely. Speaking about art, I'm working on my photography degree. I'm also working on my punch shit open degree. A lot of overlap in those courses. The fucking fact that there's a back one. Like, come on. Oh.
MGS2 is dripping with style, among other things.
Snake, wait! Don't move!
What?
Look at the walls on both sides of the hall.
I see something. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly. Plastic explosives. If you
Those
trick the
call-outs are so
sensors-
good.
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
That sounds about right.
I'm not in the mood to go sleep with the fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
No need to worry. There's a way through.
Oh?
Take a close look. Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives?
I do.
Not
That's
in a
the
million
control
years.
unit for the sensors. Destroy that, and the sensors stop functioning. You can't get in close enough to touch it, so you'll have to shoot it out. But your M9's knockout rounds won't work. Find a gun somewhere.
All right. Gonna have
I
to
think this might be a contentious opinion. I think the portraits from MGS1 were way more charming.
I agree, because it was straight up just Yoji's artwork, and you can't beat it. You might be happy to know that those portraits come back in one form or another in, I think, every game.
That's good.
I can't remember if there's an instance of them coming back in 5, but they come back in all of the other ones for sure. Most of the other games also...
Freeze.
No! Most of the other games also have a, yeah, like Cosmo was saying, like a comic book style. Snake Eater goes 3D, but does so with, yeah, you can eat shit on the stairs if you jump. Snake Eater goes with like 3D models, but still, and I think that also looks a little bit better. No! Oh, it's a good thing you didn't hear that. Sir?
Those helmets are thick, but not thick enough to stop a trank round.
Well, the front of them are cloth, too.
Yeah, but you're tagging dudes in the back of the head.
Yeah. But no, part of it's cloth, so it's fine. I want to say that the USP is somewhere in this room. Or in the engine room, but I don't remember where. That's just USB ammo. Would you... Man, I don't remember where the USB is. I think it's in this room. I'm pretty sure it's in the engine room. Just the engine room is so fucking big.
Don't make me look it up, I'm tired.
You're right, that would be too much to ask.
If I have to move my arms from this position, that would just be more than I could take.
Hey, that's fine. That's what Bruce Lee was all about, you know? Doing the most amount of damage while using the least amount of energy. That's what Jeet Kune Do is all about, so you're basically just practicing martial arts. You're being like water, you know? What, you don't agree with that?
I never said that I don't. I just needed to take time to think about it. Which obviously, in the state that I'm in, takes more time.
Thinking is hard. I generally recommend against doing it.
It's time to kick this guy's ass again.
What?
Freeze.
Good shit. And stay down. Okay, what is here? Because I think I remember there being something that you could crawl under. Is there an item? No, I think the item is on the other side. Gotta find that gun. If we find the gun, we can take out the Semtex, and we can also take out that security camera. I'm a little surprised that we actually didn't come in with a gun.
Yeah, so much for not scavenging on site.
Well, you know. Well, this time they're working as their own people, right? You fucking see that?
I did see that.
How? How did I do this? I'm not good at video games.
We can just chalk it up to luck and call it a day.
Well, there is a character in this game who is substantially more lucky than me. But we'll get there. Item? No item.
No item.
Where do you losers keep your guns? I need the pistol. I'm pistoled that I can't find this pistol. I mean, everybody's done for, so we can just wander around in here. There's only so many places that we can go. You got something to say? Didn't think so. Suppository. Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Alright. We should be back. Yes. We are back. Yeah. Cyberpunk does nothing new. It is a... Yeah, gotta love OBS. It is a Fallout 4 / Oblivion / Skyrim done well. It's exactly as buggy as one of those games. It's written better than those games, and I like it a little bit more than those games because it's at least a little bit more interactive when it comes to like combat, especially melee combat. But it does absolutely nothing new.
What you're wielding right now is a converted Beretta M92F, designed to fire tranquilizer rounds. A direct hit will knock the target unconscious. Think of those rounds as tiny syringes.
Is this what
The
you called me
impact
for,
of the
Otacon?
round causes the mixing of 2 chemicals in the shell. The resulting gas compresses a tiny piston and injects the tranquilizer in the bullet's tip into
I
the
feel like you
target's
could just
skin.
spam this for like the
Tranquilizers
latter
effect
half of the
felt at
game and you'd
different
be good.
times, depending on where the bullet lands. A head or heart shot will take effect immediately, but a round that hits somewhere like feet or hands will take a while.
Also, yeah, Cosmo
Use the first-person
is
view
pointing out
attack
how
for
good it is
maximum
that Snake is
accuracy.
always
The gun
scowling
is
in the
fitted with a
codec.
suppressor,
Yes.
so there's no need to worry about alerting the enemy with the noise. But since it is a
How can
tranquilizer
somebody
gun,
be
the
this
M9 has its
grouchy?
limitations. All it can do is knock the enemy unconscious. Keep that in mind.
Thanks, Otacon. How do you like the orange?
The orange. I've seen that box before.
Yes, the orange shows up a lot. I want to say the orange is in Smash. I could be wrong, but I think I've seen it in that context before.
It makes me think of the pickles.
The pickles.
You stuffed your face.
I love how you can eat a lollipop and it says you stuffed your face, too. This dude's just gonna fall right asleep.
Dude, I feel you.
You can also shoot the fruit in this room, and it'll like explode into little bits and pieces. Yep, he's out. Good old Soliton radar. Now he's out for good. You can shoot the fruit in here. You can also shoot the wine and the alcohol, spirits, whatever you want to call it. They blow up. I really like the orange.
Assorted neurotoxins.
That's right. Also, we got more Semtex here, so can't go through there. I think that's what Otacon was calling us for, but we just turned the corner too fast. Snake,
There's
don't
another
touch
set
that
of
shit.
infrared sensors in place. If you touch that, the explosives will detonate and that ship will be pulverized. There aren't that many infrared beams.
You
Maybe
might
you
be
can
able
get
to
past
jump
those
it.
without setting off the explosives.
Let's
If you need
launch
to see
over it.
exactly where the beams are, you can use the
Who
usual
wants a
method.
body massage?
There's a fire extinguisher over there. Break it open and try scattering some of the extinguishing chemicals.
You know, Fensler Films was actually created back in the 60s, but the Patriots decided to suppress it because we weren't ready.
We weren't ready, to be fair.
Bottom side machine go.
No, it's like, Mr. Body Massage Machine, go!
It's great. Crash in, but we're full.
What the hell? Body massage.
Oh, that kid with the oh, what the hell is really good. The hell? Yes!
Yeah, what the hell?
Shit! That's still just ammo. Okay. I might be past this camera. This camera. Also, they're just killing people left and right here.
Yeah, you got yourself a few dead people.
What a shame.
What's with the orange jumpsuits, though? Is this a fucking prison ship?
No, this was a marine vessel, I believe. Or no. God, what was this? This was something else. It was not a marine vessel. It was something, though.
It was a something.
This camera is finicky. And it's all because of that fucking thing on the corner there.
Yeah, I see it.
But it can't get us over here at the edge of the site, I believe. Yeah. There we go. Don't you ever stand back up again.
That reminds me of another experience I had in Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah?
I was standing in a doorway. And, like, the line of sight of two dudes was perpendicular, such that they were both facing me, but they weren't aggressive. And I'm gonna shut up while this cutscene plays.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
So it is the Saga. Russian choppers.
That's cinematic 24 frames per second.
It's a lot less for me, so I'll have to take your word for it.
You know what I bet that is?
What?
I bet that's Discord slowing it down because of the bitrate.
Probably.
There's no reason it should do that during pre-rendered cutscenes. That makes sense for this and the galaxy map. I bet that's what that is.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 35 degrees longitude, latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range, too. It must be a standalone Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later. Snake, you need to go down to the holds and locate the actual metal.
That one's good. That one's good. Alright, continue with the mission, Snake. You're about due for a boss fight. Snake's looking a little green around the eyes.
Alright, so what was I saying? Enemy encounter. They were both facing me. They could see me, but they couldn't see each other.
Right.
You want to save?
I hacked the one dude's brain and I short-circuit him and make him pass out, right?
Yeah.
And then that causes the other dude to instantly spot me.
Yeah.
And then I had to kill them all.
Hey, you know what? That feels bad, but this is gonna be good.
Snake, you of course know the saying, one for all for one?
What is this all of a sudden?
Oh, I figured you'd need a lot of motivation, so I came prepared. It's from the Three Musketeers. The book, not the candy bar. Anyway, it means that if you go up against everyone by yourself, they'll gang up on you too, I think. Since you're on your own on that ship, you need to take this to heart and avoid confrontations. How was that? Just like the old days, huh?
Almost reminds me of Mei Ling, but you sure you got it right?
Of course. And I'll teach you a lot more of these. You can count on it.
Great.
Pretty sure that's not what that means.
So, instead of Mei Ling, this time you get Otacon, who gives you Chinese proverbs and just like general sayings, but he always gets them wrong.
Completely butchers them.
And he gets like indignant about it. Like, what do you mean?
Shalashashka has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker holds. Report your status.
Control room, communications, and engine room are under control. All entry and
Are
exit
they?
points to the tanker hold secured.
Yeah, that's right.
Infrared
We didn't get
sensors
caught.
placed and operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the tanker will be scuttled.
And the vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as death. I have a bad feeling about this mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission was complete. Do not worry, this is a country of liberty.
No, this is where I
And the
belong.
sun,
with the
they're
unit.
all.
I have nowhere else to go. Father, I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you that you are carrying my grandchild?
Oh
You
no.
will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Are you ready to fight a pregnant lady?
Oh, that's the worst.
You know what, though? As a character, Olga is really good. And she is at least treated better than Meryl. Not that that's hard to do, but
Freeze!
Olga's pretty cool.
Hands over your head, now! Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
Lukovich.
We are nomads. Wanderers.
That's a name we haven't heard in a while.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too. What else do you have there? Take the knife and toss it.
She's got like a cool guy scar too.
Not there. Toss it overboard. Hold that position. Now, turn around.
You know what you're doing.
Maybe not in the middle of a rainstorm. Maybe not the best place for this.
The rigging is about to come undone.
Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean.
Alex Mercer's in the background there somewhere, just fucking things up.
If you look closely, you can see the Gentech building.
If you listen closely enough, you
And
just
that
hear
brings our tour
fucking
to
New
Fucking
York.
New York.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either.
Okay. We got a boss fight. Luckily, this one is easier than MGS1 boss fights. So if you
I'm
take...
seeing 2 bars.
You're seeing 2 bars.
I've been with the unit since I was
The
born.
reason for that is
I grew
because the
up on
top one is life,
battlefield, kung
and the
fu,
bottom one
and
is
history
stamina.
were my parents.
Uh,
The unit is
if
my
you
home,
take out
my
them
family.
with tranks,
We share
or
everything.
like melee,
Bad
you can
and
non-lethally deal with most bosses in this game.
I have no one. Nothing except
I don't
the
think that
unit.
you strictly have to kill anybody. Also, it is a good idea to take that that light out. I wish that I hadn't done it because it shows off something cool later, but you can. Later in the fight, she like knocks it over and blinds you with it unless you shoot it. Unlike Revolver Ocelot, she cannot like ricochet shots around either.
Yeah, no, Ocelot is on another level.
Yes. They call him Shalashaska. And yeah, so this fight is all just straight up like positioning. And it's kind of just like a straight up like first person firefight. And in that way it's not very overwhelming. But she's pretty good. And aiming is a little rough. Ah. But it's not too bad. She does a lot of this. So you can't see her right now because she's shooting you through the thing, but you can also just shoot the thing. Take care of it. If you don't figure that out, it eventually flies off on its own. I think I might toss one of these in here too. Not overboard though, that's not quite what I meant. Olga. Olga. Fuck. Come on. Get out of cover. Let's go. There we go. Kind of just like Ocelot, too. It's like a straight-up firefight.
Yep.
Just no frills.
Less frills, even.
There are 0 frills.
Good job.
Might have to turn those off. I always forget that those exist. Because they didn't. How do you like drones in 2001?
Yeah. In 2001, they would have looked like that.
Cypher.
Well, this game is also. So this is 2007. This section
Otacon.
here.
The ship appears to be under their control. The men have Russian gear, but I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man,
Who is he?
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich.
You fucking
One of
remember
Ocelot's allies.
Galukovich?
The name rings a bell.
He
Yeah,
got
the
mentioned
Gru Colonel.
once.
He's the one
Ocelot was
supposed to
talking
meet
to
up
him
with
when we
after
were in the
Shadow
control room when we
They're
were heating the
after Metal
key.
Gear.
Everything's changed.
He
This
was
is not
mentioned
gonna be as
once.
simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance
I
remote
do
just
remember
now.
that.
It looked like the Cypher.
A Marine Cypher T?
No, Army.
Yeah.
First the Marines, then the Russians, now the Army?
You're right. This isn't gonna be simple.
Snake, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you
Shit.
find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
Is this supposed to be Snake's internal
I have a
monologue?
younger sister.
Maybe?
A stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
Well,
The
she
sender
wasn't
of the
written
tip
into the
was
game
EE.
before.
E.E.?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her EE.
Emma? Emmerich?
Yeah, it just caught my eye, you know?
Joking.
I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind.
They're really
There's
good.
really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Over 10 years ago.
You think it's a trap? To lure us out here?
It's probably
I
a
don't
trap,
know.
dude.
After I got the tip, I did break into the Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm, just like the Marines' M9. I'll find those somewhere around here.
Don't raise too much racket with that thing.
I hear you.
Also, how much of a badass is Otacon that he's like, oh yeah, no, I just broke into the Pentagon, no problem. So, if you take photos of the unconscious Olga, it's creepy, and you're supposed to, for the, yeah. Yep,
It's mission documentation. Don't worry about it.
that's right. And specifically, if you take photos of her chest or crotch, yeah,
Mission documentation. Don't worry about it.
that's right. Okay. Olga is a pretty good boss fight. One of the things that I appreciated so much about that original fight with Ocelot was straight up just the fact that like it was a straight up gunfight, and I like that they keep that tradition alive with her. That said, we are 9 minutes over now, and I think this boss fight is a good place to kind of call it.
I think I would like to lay down.
Totally. Is there anything that you would like before we head out here?
I would just like all of you in the audience to know that I would like to lay down.